Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm back with a product I saw going around online. I knew I had to try it out. This is an item that supposedly peels grapes. Now, I'm not sure a lot of people have a need for grape peelers, but this video had a lot of views. So I want to see if it works in today's video, starting with the unboxing. This is advertised as a grape peeler. The packaging, however, says it's a fruit and vegetable peeler. I paid about 40 bucks for this. I see the price ranging everywhere online from 40 to 70 bucks. There's a lot of listings on Amazon for this, and not many have reviews. A few of them have a few reviews, all of them glowing 5 stars, which seems very suspicious to me. We have instructions, always good. USB cable, also good. Not sure what that is. All right, here's the unit itself. Now on the top, this has 2 buttons. It says peel and eject. That's it, peel and eject. Now they claim that it automatically peels grapes, cherry tomatoes, or garlic cloves with the press of a button. Powerful 50-watt motor. They say you get results in about 20 seconds. USB rechargeable, which provides a cordless experience. 1-buttoned operation with no complicated settings or exposed blades. Hopefully these are well worded, so I will read these over and then we will get started. All right, I have read over these poorly worded instructions. I cleaned it off, I familiarized myself with it. I think I'm ready to get started. But before I do, a few observations. First up, here's how the assembly works. You have this top part here. In the instructions, they call this the host. Not sure that's really the proper term for it, but they call it the host. And this is where you charge it up right here. When I plugged it in, it almost immediately went green, so it came charged. They call this the storage cover. They call this the deflector. They call this the cutter head, storage bowl, and discharge baffle. That's their terminology for all this stuff. Pretty easy to assemble. Everything seems like it goes in its place nicely, so I'm kind of happy about that. They even have arrows here on the side, which show you where to line everything up at, which is also kind of nice. I also noticed if you try to push the button when it's not attached, it will not work. What's also interesting is that the name they have for the buttons is different from the unit itself versus the instructions. On the unit itself, the buttons are peel and eject. In the instructions, they call them jog and discharge. Peel and eject, jog and discharge. What's also interesting in the instructions is they go in this order, 1, 2, 3, 4, like in a circle. I'm not sure I'm used to seeing that either. Those are all minor complaints though. If it works, it could all be worth it. So I guess we're ready to get started. First thing you're supposed to do is take the host off and the cover, and we're gonna have to add some grapes. They say to make sure you have removed the stems and washed them off, which I have done. So the first step is to assemble the discharge baffle and cutter head, which the whole thing's assembled. Because they say step 1 is to prepare the fruits. Wash them free of foreign matter and drain them, which I did. It says take off the host and put the fruit on the cutter plate of the peeling machine storage bowl. In other words, dump your grapes in. I think we want to have it as one layer, so I don't want to put too much in there. So we have a layer of grapes, and there's a little bit of room for play there, so it's not completely packed. Reassemble it right now. Now it comes down to this. That's right. Now what we're supposed to do is press and hold the peel button until it looks like it's done, and then we press the eject button and it will spew them out. I have a small container here to catch my beautifully peeled grapes. Now my thought, first of all, is peeling grapes really a thing? I mean, I know that a few parents peel grapes instead of cutting them, which I always did when my kids were little, but is there really a demand for a grape peeler out there? I don't really think there is. I don't think that there's people clamoring for grape peelers out there. A few people peel them, most people cut them, but let's see if it works. I'm ready to go. Here we go. Oh, something's happening. Something's definitely happening. I mean, I guess that's good. Well, I mean, at first glance, they almost look peeled. Let me hit the eject button and see what we got here. If it wasn't long enough, I can go for another round. Here we go. Whoa, wait a second. Wow, hang on a second. Are there any grapes left in there? There are not. And there are a lot of grape peels on the bottom here. Let's take a closer look. These are pretty peeled, honestly. Not 100%. You see bits and pieces of peel left on there, but I mean, I want to say in general, it actually kind of worked. I would say this one is about half peeled. Some of these are fully peeled. I mean, first impression, I'm a little bit shocked. I mean, this one actually just got cut in half. I mean, that one literally just got cut in half there. But most of them are actually peeled grapes. I'm totally surprised. I had extraordinarily low expectations, and it seemed like it beyond lived up to those. All right, the first round was a resounding success. Shockingly. Let's go a little bit different type of grape here. Let's see what we got. Now, after that first round, I have pretty high expectations. No preliminaries in this one. Let's get started. There it goes. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow, these actually change color. You can see the peeling a little better in these. Let's eject them. I mean, they are not 100% peeled, but they are, I mean, these are like 80–90% peeled. Completely unexpected and kind of impressive. I don't see any that are too badly mangled, except for this one doesn't look so good in the first place. This is probably the least peeled of the bunch, which is still somewhat peeled. So I'm gonna say it works on grapes. Again, I don't know what the need for this is, how much of a demand for peeling grapes there is out there, but it does work. Let's try some other things as well. Let's see what else it can peel. I got some cherry tomatoes here. Let's see if it'll peel those. All right, time for some cherry tomatoes. This I'm kind of curious about. Can it peel cherry tomatoes? That is the question. The answer is coming up in a few seconds. Here we go. This could be a really bad idea or a really good one. I mean, it's doing something. I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing something. Let's reverse this and see what we got. We have mostly peeled cherry tomatoes. I'm surprised. Now, if you want 100% peeling, this is not going to be the answer, but if close enough is good enough, then this might be good enough. Now, I'll admit I had rather low expectations for this, so I only bought a few things to try out, but since it's working so well, I think I need to go to the store and get a few more things to try out, because while I think grapes aren't really the kind of thing that people are going to peel often, there might be some other things. So let's head to the store and get a few more things to try out here. Success. Now, the first couple things I tried out in there, I wasn't really sure if that was very useful. Maybe it works, but how practical is that? But I thought of a couple things that might actually be useful. If it's so good at peeling grapes and cherry tomatoes, maybe it can peel a few things that people actually need peeling on a somewhat regular basis. So let's go home and try them out. All right, I'm back from the store and I found a couple things that might be a little bit useful, such as some of these little potatoes here. Maybe can it peel these little potatoes? That would be impressive and potentially even useful. I'm a bit skeptical, but I was skeptical of the grapes and the cherry tomatoes, and that turned out well too. So let's see what happens. Now, it's not going to hold very many of these. The other consideration is that it has to be able to go through that chute. If it can't fit through there, then you really can't peel it. But I think all these will fit through there. That's what we got. Let's try it out. Not sure how this is going to go, but I'm quite curious. Here we go. We got something going on. Something's happening. Let's take a look. Well, I mean, this one it completely cut in half. I mean, it seemed like it peeled some, it cut some, it's kind of inconsistent. Let's eject these and see what we got. Ejecting the potatoes. I don't even know where this piece came from. Was that an entire potato that got cut down to nothing? I don't think it really worked as well on these. You have some that are kind of half peeled. This one's completely cut in half. So I'm gonna say that that's a no-go on the potatoes. But we've got one more thing to try. Let's move this back over here. Now, the Amazon listing said that it could do garlic cloves, and I've got some. I have got some garlic cloves right here. Let's dump them in. That looks like it should be pretty easy, I think. I'm kind of guessing this might work, but on the other hand, the potatoes were kind of a bomb. So let's see. Here we go. And it doesn't sound very good. Smells like garlic. Okay, let's hit the eject button and see what we got. All right, here, this is the final result. What do you guys think? I'm a little bit unconvinced about this, because like you have this one, that's not peeled. That is not peeled. Some of them look pretty good, some of them not so much. It's kind of inconsistent. So maybe my trip to the store didn't really yield anything useful, but at least it eliminated those as possibilities, what it can't do. So in the end, I think that it does work for what it's supposed to do, which is cherry tomatoes and grapes. It did say garlic, and I don't think it's really that successful for that. Not so much for the potatoes. Overall, I would say it worked better than I thought it would, but I think its usefulness is pretty limited. But if you've tried something like this, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.